the mistake of doing yesterday? I watched Ace Ventura: Pet Detective with my 8-year-old and my 10-year-old.
I haven't seen that since it came out. Was it good still?
I didn't realize how transphobic that fucking movie is.
Is it? I don't remember.
Spoiler alert, the whole premise is that there was
spoiler Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
I had to spoiler alert it myself because I forgot. The whole premise was what this guy steals a dolphin, and when he steals a dolphin, Ace Ventura finds, because he's a pet detective, finds a tiny ruby that's at the bottom of this dolphin tank that is missing from a Miami Dolphins ring. And he finds out through this exhaustive search that the one guy who he couldn't account for his ring was a kicker who fucked up the World Series, or the Super Bowl, rather.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy that they found out is Sean Young in the movie, who's gorgeous. And then in the movie, take that down, please. So in the movie, at the end of it, the reveal is that Sean Young is really this football player who wants to get back at Dan Marino because he goes psycho because the world hates him because he blew the kick. So he's a guy pretending to be a woman, and Ace Ventura made out with him, and just like everyone, all the cops are throwing up. Everyone's throwing up.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Oh no! It's off the charts. At the end, he pulls her top off and she has breasts. He was like trying to show that she didn't really have breasts, and she did. And he's like, well, anybody can get those in an afternoon, but what about this? And he pulls her pants down. And then he goes by, and then everybody sees her, and she's got her legs together so you can't see her penis. And then from behind, you see her junk is pressed up against her butt cheeks because she's tucked her penis and her vagina. So the cops all start throwing up. And then cops start cleaning. Cops that made out with her start cleaning their mouth off. They start chewing giant wad. That's her at the end.
Oh my
God! This is the
God.
scene. So watch. All the cops see that, and he points to the fact that Sean. Look, they all start throwing up. Look, everyone's throwing up.
This is
Dan Marino's throwing up.
Okay,
See how he's cleaning his mouth because he made out with her. Tone Loc. The dolphin's freaking out. Everyone's freaking out. It is so insanely transphobic.
Okay, so what the left would say is the reason that they're right is that a movie like this won't get made anymore, and isn't that a good thing?
Maybe.
And
should they pull it? Should it be illegal to have that on iTunes?
Of course not.
Maybe someone on the woke left might disagree with you right now.
Yeah, they
call
might.
you transphobic for defending this horrible, cisgendered, heteronormative piece of shit movie.
That's horrible. And what's crazy, and I guess this is a great thing. I mean, the remoralization project is working because when I saw that, I'm sure I don't know, what year did that come out?
95? 4?
Okay, so
5?
when I saw that as a
yeah,
I don't know. I was born in 84. I can't do math.
I want to say 93. I want to say it was before 94. I came to Hollywood.
Okay, when I saw that movie, I was 10. Yeah. Transphobia was not a thing.
No.
Now it is a thing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, well, that's what
good
we're talking
news.
about when things are changing so rapidly.
Yes, but the question is, where are the lines being drawn? And is the Overton window being shrunk too small?
How do you feel about them pulling the Dukes of Hazzard off the air for the flag?
I don't know about that.
You didn't know about that?
No.
They pulled the Dukes of Hazzard.
Do you understand how many of these there are a day?
There's so many.
Yeah, so no, I don't know that one. What's that one?
This one, they've yanked the Dukes of Hazzard off television forever because the Confederate flag is on the roof of the General Lee.
Did not follow this.
You didn't know that? You cannot watch the Dukes of Hazzard anymore. You cannot watch it. It's not on television anymore. It used to be on TV Land all the time.
Can you get it on Netflix?
Boy. Oh, fuck no. Okay. No chance. They're not going to show that goddamn awful flag.
I didn't follow this.
We have a poster in the bathroom over there of Leonard Skinner from like 1970 something, and they have a giant.
I saw Janis Joplin. I thought in the bathroom, other bathroom.
There's Janis Joplin. Oh, that's the other bathroom. Yeah, there's different bathroom.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's her mugshot.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great. But the Leonard Skinner one, they have a giant Confederate flag on stage, huge, enormous, in the background. That was their like Southern pride. This idea of Southern pride. It was okay to have that flag.
I'm basically for trying to, when it comes to the realm of art and movies and books.
Leave it alone.
Try to leave it alone as much as possible is generally a very good strategy.
I agree.
Don't want to be in the book banning, movie banning, TV banning business.
Or editing. They tried to, I think they did successfully, at least in some venues, edit Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn because the N-word was used prolifically. You know, I mean, the guy's name was Nigger Jim. That was the name in the book, because that's how people talked back then. And I think we need to keep that stuff as a time capsule to show how racism was so
normative.
Yes. It's important
I agree.
to show the progress, like Ace Ventura, like for trans people.
We need to keep him for history.
Yes.
Ace Ventura
For trans people, and it's amazing that no one's ever brought this up. I mean, I feel like this is something that's never been discussed.
I'm smelling an op-ed coming on from you, Joe Rogan, about the
time. I got shit to do. I got jokes to write.
All right,
but this is.
You got an Israel trip that I'm planning,
oh,
and we'll go.
Barry, what are you doing to me, Barry? You're dragging
what am
me
I
over
doing?
there.
No, I'm not dragging you. I'm going to take you on an amazing trip, and then we're going to go to the West Bank, and you're going to see all this stuff, and you're going to come away with loving certain parts of it and not liking certain parts of it, and you're going to realize it's a country just like any other country,
right?
But it is a democracy. And it's trying to do its best in a really rough neighborhood. And we'll go, like, I want you to see what the occupation looks like. Like, I think that's something that's really important to see, to get a full picture of it.
I think you're probably right. I think it is an important thing for people to see. I think there's a lot of parts of the world that I need to see to really get a grasp.
Where do you want to go? Where are you going next in the world? Do you travel a lot?
Yes. I don't know. I mean, my family and I, we do a European vacation trip, but that doesn't really count. We just lounge.
That's just fun.
Yeah. Went to Thailand last year. That was fascinating.
Oh, cool.
Thailand was fascinating because, and that was kind of a vacation trip too, but that's such a unique culture, because Thailand is run by the king. Like, if you even criticize the king, you're fucked. Like, you're in real trouble. And his pictures everywhere. Everywhere there's pictures of him in the throne, like wearing like super nice clothes and looking good. But the people are so kind. They're so friendly, and they're always smiling. And they have, there's a lot of people that you'll run into that have very little, yet they don't seem to be having a problem with that. They wear flip-flops. You're on the highway. There's 3 people on a motorcycle. There's a baby in a basket. And I'm not bullshitting. It's
no
crazy.
Helmets,
no
obviously.
helmet. No helmet.
I have a friend that just went to Thailand, and she was like...
But the people are so nice. They're so nice. They're so kind. It's so unusual. And, me and my family, we always, whenever we go somewhere, we always have these real long conversations about, like, what was interesting about it for you. Like, what did you think? Like,
How old are your kids?
8 and 10, the young ones, and I have a 22-year-old too.
Okay.
All girls. Holla.
I'm from 4 girls.
Woo. Yeah, it's in the genes. But the what's fascinating to me about it is, well, first of all, I love exposing these little people to different parts of the world so they get to see, like, what this is like. Like, here we are, like, show them on the map. This is America. We're over here. Well, where the fuck? It took us 15 hours to get here in a plane that goes 500 plus miles an hour. It's crazy. And just to realize, like, human beings are the same but different. We're the same everywhere, but there's a different way we choose to interact with each other. And one of the things that happens is we fall into their way when we go there. Like, if we go to Italy, we say grazie. You try to
Move
start
your
learning.
hands a lot.
We'll just start trying to learn some of the words.
Yeah.
These people use in their culture. And then I forget how you say it. Kapsum krab. I think that's how you say it. It's like hello and good morning. Yeah. But they all say that, and everyone makes a lotus flower with their hands. It's so common. Everywhere you go, people greet you and they do this, and it's such a warm, friendly, peaceful way of greeting each other. And so one of the things that we talked about, I was like, everybody's like way more friendly and like greeting, and this thing about clasping their hands together, and they all agree to do it, and everyone sort of, it's like this unique pattern that people can fall into, and people fall into all sorts of patterns. They fall into like really aggressive patterns of honking at people on the road and driving real fast, and then they fall into these peaceful patterns, and some of it's dictated by culture, some of it's dictated by climate, some of it's dictated by the economic situation of the world they're in. But it's such a weird trip to go to different places and see, like, okay, yeah, if I lived over here, this is how I'd rock it. I'd be wearing flip-flops and shorts, and I'd get around this way, and this is the kind of food that I would eat. And
Totally.
And it's real spicy because you kind of have those spices actually protect against bacteria because they're actually antibacterial.
Was the food great?
Fucking amazing. We took took classes. We learned how to cook over there.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. But my kid got lit up by bugs. Woo! There's I think they're called tsetse flies. I think that's what they're called. I forget what they're called, but my youngest had a horrible allergic reaction to some of the bugs over there. You think like, okay, like what about there's fucking diseases that kill people. Like malaria has killed more people than anything ever. Like more people have died from malaria than anything.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Gates made it. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and so you go over there. Like we were going to go to Africa. It's one of the things that we were going to go to. But I'm not giving my fucking 8-year-old malaria shots.
Right.
Just no. Just like
and those pills give you really bad dreams.
I've had some friends that Dave Foley, who's like the sweetest guy on the planet Earth. He was from Kids in the Hall.
Oh, cool.
He was on News Radio with me. Dave Foley was on malaria medication because he was going to visit his kids in Egypt. So he had to take this stuff, and he was drinking. You're not supposed to drink on it. And he was.
Did he hallucinate?
Just going crazy. He doesn't even remember anything.
Yeah.
He was going crazy. He was taking a reporter's microphone or his tape recorder away and put it in a drink. He was like losing his marbles. Like I had to protect him from yelling at a guy. I had to like corral him. Like calm down. Meanwhile, the sweetest, kindest, nicest guy you would ever meet. And meanwhile, he was like super aggro. It was crazy. It didn't make any sense. And it's the medication.